guys, Christine here with Portable Entrepreneur. Let's talk lead generation for a moment, shall we? If you have been struggling to pick a lead generation strategy, you are not getting the results, you're not attracting the clients that you want, and you're trying to figure out what is going wrong. You see, the process of picking a lead generation strategy is a lot like picking the perfect diet. You see, we all have different motivations. It could be the New Year's resolution, or hey, bikini season is right around the corner. We've just passed a big holiday and we may have overindulged just a bit. You see, the lead generation story sounds very similar. We get determined, we get motivated. I'm going to make this happen. I'm going to get healthy. So we start exploring all of our options. We are looking at all these different diets, and all these diets, they have different names and they have different strategies, and they all have different people saying, hey, this one, this is the best. They're showing off their beach bodies and they're showing off all their selfies, and you're getting frustrated and saying, oh, I want that to be me. Why can't I get the results that they have? So you decide, I am going to do this. And for one reason or another, one of those diets sticks out to you. You might not even know why exactly, but you decide that's the one I'm going to go with. And at first, everything seems to be going great. The first few days, you're following just as you expected, maybe even for a whole week. And then a shiny distraction walks by. It's your friend. She shows up at your house and she's baked you this really tasty looking treat. You let her in and, you're on this diet, but your friend did just spend the time baking you this treat, and it does look really good. And you think, what if I just have a little nibble? I mean, that's not that bad. So you try a little bit of it out, and then you end up with a whole piece, and maybe even a second piece. And then you think, okay, I'm going to stop there. It's just a little bit of cheating, a little cheat snack. That's no big deal. I'm going to get right back on my diet. Until the next day, you go to the store and you see something similar, and you're like, oh, I just cheated a little bit yesterday. I mean, it's not going to make that much of a difference if I just try one more little thing. So you get it, and you come home and you indulge a bit. And then later you wonder if you had just stuck to your plan, you'd stuck to your diet, where would you be at this point? So you say, okay, forget that. I'm going to start over and I'm going to stick to my plan. I'm going to stick to this diet. And so you wake up the next day and that's exactly what you do. You stick to your plan. And then your other friend calls you and she tells you, hey, I just lost 15 pounds. I'm looking good. I'm feeling good. This is so great. And I owe it all to this brand new diet. And she tells you all about it. So you decide, I'm going to try that one too. So you leave the diet that you were on and you go on to the new diet. And lead generation looks a lot like this. We are so quick to just jump on the latest bandwagon, to follow the latest craze, and we don't focus on what is going to really work for us. So when we are on one strategy and then we see the bandwagon go to another strategy, we jump over there, and then the bandwagon goes over to here, so we better follow, because we don't want to miss out on the best results. We don't want to miss out on that perfect lead generation strategy. So we do this jumping game where we are going from strategy to strategy. And after a while, we've been doing this and we're spinning our wheels and we're wondering, why? I've been working so hard. I've been trying so hard to make this happen. Why am I not getting results? So that right there is, if you are feeling like you're at that point, that's where I want you to stop for a moment. And I want to challenge you at this point to do this. Do me a favor, pull out your calendar. And I want you to mark a date on your calendar no more than a week in advance. This could be 2 days from now, 4 days from now. You can mark it a week in advance if you want to. And that is the day I want you to pick your lead generation strategy. Now, between right now, as you're watching this, and the date you've just marked on the calendar, I want you to start making a list. Keep your eyes and ears open. Write down any options for lead generation, any ideas, possibilities, opportunities that you see, and note them all on a list. You don't have to make any decisions. You shouldn't make any decisions on them right now. You want to just simply put them on the list. You don't need to judge them as good or bad right now. But I want you to create this list. And then when you get to that date that you've put on your calendar, on that date, I want you to put your blinders on. I want you to close the doors. I want you to shut out any distractions or anything anyone else is saying. And I want you to simply sit with the list that you've created. And now I want you to match that list to a few things. One being your business goals. What do you want your business to look like? How do you want your business to run? What does success look like to you? So match your goals to the strategies. And are any of these strategies, do you believe they will help you get to that end result that you want, not what everyone else wants? That's why we can't just take somebody else's strategy and try to apply it, because we don't know anything about their goals and several other factors. Now, the next thing that I want you to think about is your style and your personality. Sometimes there's someone who can do amazing with a particular strategy, but that's because it fits their style and their personality. But you being completely different than them, well, that's going to be really hard and it's not going to be fun at all for you. So that's something you have to consider. Don't consider anyone else, simply consider your style and your personality. Now, you also need to consider the ideal clients that you want to attract. Who is it that you want to work with? What do they look like? Where do they spend time online? How are they most likely going to communicate with you or to see you online when you spend time there? So these are the few things that you need to consider, and those things have nothing to do with anyone outside of your business. So these are the things that you need to look at to make sure you are picking the right lead generation strategy. So I find that really finding a balance between the strategy that is going to help you reach your goal, the one that's going to help you attract your ideal client and matches your style, is really going to be a strategy that is going to work well for you. So keep in mind here that there are so many opportunities. There are so many pathways that you can take to be successful. This is a beautiful thing. But usually what we do is we say, okay, we have strategy A and we have strategy B, or we have path 1 and we have path 2. And then we look at this as though it is success and failure. If I pick the wrong one, I am going to fail. But really, you could have two strategies that both are very good and can get you the results that you want, so long as you show up consistently and continue to work on that strategy without jumping ship and getting on the bandwagon as it goes around. So if you find yourself at this point where you have 2 or 3 strategies that you like and you think could work, instead of looking at these as success and failure, look at these as, if I have these 2 options, and I know right now in this moment that if I selected either one of these, that I will get the results that I want. Those results are inevitable. Which one would I choose? And then go with that one. It might be the one that's more fun to you, or maybe you have more experience in doing, or it just stands out to you for one reason or another. So look at it as 2 possibilities that can both get you to the place that you want to be, and then pick one. It's not failure or success. Now, also remember that there is no perfect strategy. This is about making sure that it matches those few things that I mentioned. And don't forget that you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect at any strategy. Just like with a diet, if you have a cheat meal, it is not going to throw you off. You are still going to see great results. So it is okay if you are not perfect. Just keep moving along on your plan. Your job at this point is simply to show up consistently. Pick that lead generation strategy and then show up consistently. That consistency, that is what is going to get you results. All right, let me know in the comments below what date you have selected for picking your lead generation strategies. And of course, if you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to drop those down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.